Okay, Mary. So here I'm gonna go over this offer. I submitted the property through my own platform that I have. I got an instant offer, and I did use a figure that we talked about. I did get an offer, and then today I had a call with Zoom Casa, and they made a couple adjustments. And so, got to keep in mind that they're making offers every day, all across America. They have their hand on the pulse. They're also willing to go to a retail figure. She actually came up with a figure that was less than mine, but I explained, being on the golf course and the significant upgrades that you've done with the shade structures and that beautiful 15-foot slider in that master bedroom, that the value very well could be there. I believe it enough to sign off on it myself. And so she went ahead and used that figure. She did say, Andrew, we are in a declining market, and obviously we are going to get an appraisal before we move forward, but we'll use your figure since you believe in it. And so I do want to go over first a couple of comps. There's not many, but there is this one that just went live and went active and went pending in the same day. It's right on the first hole of the golf course, and that is the Sunset House. So that was a house that was built for Sunset Magazine by a custom builder, and that is a super special house, right? That is a very unique house. There's nothing like it in Verrado. It's listed, went under contract immediately at 1,895. The only other really good comp, that this is a year old. It's a little bit larger lot at 21,687 feet. The home itself is 4,300 square feet. It does have a private pool. It was built in 2007, and this as well is a custom home. So I think this would be a higher value than the home that you have. But nonetheless, I'm using that as a comp, and they'd make adjustments to come up with the value on your place. I am here in NAR RPR. I put your home in here, verified all the information that it's looking at is accurate, and it comes up with a value of $1.2 million. It does not know that you've done the shade structures and that slider. And so I don't think that is 100 grand, but I still think that home really could retail at 1.3. Okay. Once again, before you move forward, they would get an appraisal, an inspection. That happens within 5 business days. This way, they're using a real figure to go forward. And so I'm going to go over the offer here and your address as is value of 1.3. I've got a mortgage balance. I used this before you responded to me with your payoff or approximate payoff. So I used the original $300,000. I told them there's no renovation budget. It's going to need a cleaning, and that's it. And so I'm going to go over how they break down the distribution of funds, okay? Zoom Casa will be the buyer, and this is a 2-step transaction. Initially, what they would do is they would give you 55% of the $1.3 million or $715,000. They'd pay off your debt of $300,000. And then they're estimating closing cost of $6,500. Your initial net proceeds would be $408,500. Their program fee is taken out when they resell the home. I just want to let you know that this is a cash plus offer. You'd be vacating the house as of the day you closed, right? So they would be the owner. They'd get the opportunity to go in there, clean the house, and put it right back on the market. Their fee for going in on the deal is 4.75%, right? That's what they make on it. In addition, they charge 1% a month for holding, right? That's the cost of money, basically. And so if it takes 3 months to sell the house, they're going to charge an additional 3%. Okay. And then we are working on the 1.3. And as long as we get the 1.3, all these figures are based on that. If the home was listed and it's sitting and there's not traffic and activity, they're going to want to reduce the price. After a significant marketing effort, and they'd be the owner and they have the authority to make that call at that time. Okay. But let's just go with the 1.3. They're figuring on the backside closing and commissions of $58,000, Zoom Casa program fee of $61,750. Okay, reimbursing Zoom Casa's initial advance of $715. You'd have an additional $464,750 for a total net proceeds of $873,250. If you add your $300,000 payoff, that's $1,173,250. So this way is more expensive than if we went traditional sale, but they'd give you the money, they'd give you a portion of the money now, they'd pay off your mortgage. And in this case, she said, hey, usually we're going to charge the owner 1% per month to stay there, but they want to see if they can do business, right? And so they're like, we'll try to get that waived. So if you needed a month to stay in the house, they won't charge you that for staying there, but the clock is ticking from the day that they close. So every month it is 1%. It is 1%. So that 1% is, it's not like they're charging you to stay there. It's 1% for time on the clock. I hope that makes sense. So this way you would be getting your figure. It is payable in draws. Okay, so the first initial draw is 55%. And then after they sell the house, they take their fees, commissions, and closing costs, deduct that, and also the initial funds that they gave out, and for a total net proceeds. It's important to know that if the home doesn't sell at 1.3 and it sells at 1.2, then these figures would be adjusted by $100,000. There is a convenience fee for it. They do charge you for that, but it is a hell of an offer. They're willing to pay full retail value. And then it'd really be up to me to go out there and market it and bring that value, which I believe it's worth 1.3. Now, if it brought you more than 1.3, if it got you the 1.350, you'd get that money too. That's the beautiful thing. Once again, it's just the convenience of you being able to get the cash now without having to put the house on the market and have people come through the home, or say they're going to come through the home and then they don't show up and have to deal with listing the house, right? Let me know what you think on that. I understand that the fees are more than if I sold the house for you and charged you, and then we had to work with the buyer side. But once again, this is getting cash now and allowing you to go on to the next chapter, journey, whatever it is that you're planning to do. Okay, so that's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on this. And if this isn't the route you want to go, then I completely understand it. Let's get the place ready for listing for retail, and I'll do what I do there. Professional pictures and drone video and marketing. That's what I do. And then I'll bring the traffic there. But it would just be, in that instance, like a traditional sale where there's a sign in the yard and people calling to make appointments that's convenient for them, and then arranging it and scheduling it with you to make sure it's convenient for you to show. That's the thing that a lot of people don't like about traditional real estate. I hope this makes more sense. I will follow up with you with a phone call to make sure that all of this was readily absorbed, but you're sharp, so I know that you'll get it. All right, Mary, I appreciate the opportunity to serve you, okay? You know I'm here for you.